Beers on the table, but the steam has died. There's nowhere left for us to go and hide. I'm sitting on the left, you're sitting on the right, but we're on different planets in the middle of the night. I reach for the salt and I see your hand like a distant landmark in a foreign land. We're close enough to touch, but the air is too cold, and the story of us has already been told. There's a map on the wall that we used to follow. Now every good morning sounds empty and hollow. The compass is spinning, the needle is blue, and I'm losing the path that leads back to you. And it's 1,000 miles of silence tonight. No matter how hard I try to ignite the light, just a vast empty canyon where we used to speak. The bridges are broken and the signal is weak. I'm shouting your name, but the echo is gone into a darkness that's waiting for dawn. Yeah, we're inches apart, but it's a violent violence, walking through 1,000 miles of silence. I watch the way you breathe while you're staring at the wall, waiting for a teardrop or a shadow to fall. But your eyes are like windows with the shutters pulled tight, hiding all the secrets from the reach of the light. I remember when a whisper was a bridge across the bed. Now I'm drowning in the words that are never quite said. Every step that I take feels like miles on the road, in a house that's become a heavy, silent load. The echo is gone into a darkness that's waiting for dawn. Yeah, we're inches apart, but it's a violent violence, walking through 1,000 miles of silence. Just say anything, break the glass. Don't let another minute of this coldness pass. I take a scream over this hollowed out sound. I take a storm over being buried underground. The distance is growing, the border is closed, and the truth of our ending is finally exposed. And it's 1,000 miles of silence tonight. No matter how hard I try to ignite the light, just a vast empty canyon where we used to speak. The bridges are broken and the signal is weak. I'm shouting your name, but the echo is gone into a darkness that's waiting for dawn. Yeah, we're inches apart, but it's a violent violence, walking through 1,000 miles of silence. So quiet, so far, 1,000 miles, and here we are. The floorboards groan under the weight of the air. walking in circles, but you aren't there. I touch the wallpaper, peeling and gray, tracing the ghosts of a sunnier day. I remember the rhythm of your boots on the wood. I'd stop the clock right now if I only could, but the pendulum swings in a house full of dust, and love is a metal that's turned into rust. I close my eyes just to feel the vibration of a voice that's become a phantom sensation. I'm reaching out for a hand I can't hold in a hallway that's grown so bitter and cold, and I'm chasing echoes in the hallway tonight, running from the shadows, searching for the light. I hear your laughter just around the bend, but it's a broken record that never will end. It's just me and the silence and the ghost of your name, chasing echoes in the hallway, and nothing's the same. The frames on the walls are all tilted and wrong. They're tired of hearing this same old song. I pass by the kitchen, the scent of you lingers, then slips through the gaps of my trembling fingers. Did I miss a sign? Did I miss a turn in the bridges we built just to watch them all burn? Now the corridor stretches for a million miles, lined with the wreckage of our hollow smiles, and I'm chasing echoes in the hallway tonight, running from the shadows, searching for the light. I hear your laughter just around the bend, but it's a broken record that never will end. It's just me and the silence and the ghost of your name, chasing echoes in the hallway, and nothing's the same. The walls are closing in, or maybe I'm getting small. I'm a prisoner of memory in this hallowed hole. Every I love you is a whisper in the vents. Every goodbye is a debt that's never spent. I'm running, I'm calling, but the echo is the only thing that's falling. I'm still chasing echoes in the hallway tonight, losing the battle, losing the fight. I hear your footsteps just behind the door, but I don't even know what I'm looking for anymore. It's just me and the silence and the ghost of your name, chasing echoes in the hallway, and nothing's the same. Footsteps fading, voices breaking, I'm still here, but the echo is gone. marks on the floor of the first time we walked through that open door. The paint was peeling, the windows were thin, but we didn't care about the state it was in. We had a mattress and a radio tune, and a view of the stars from the dusty bedroom. It's always been you and me through the rust and the gold, a story of fire that never grows cold. From the very first fall to the sunset years, sharing the laughter and drying the tears. You and me, baby, against the whole world. The world outside changed, the seasons flew by, but the look in your eyes is the same kind of sky. We built a castle out of ordinary days, finding the magic in 1,000 small ways. Your hand in my hand, a permanent grip, a steady old boat on a beautiful trip. If the walls could talk, they'd sing our name. They'd tell you that nothing has ever felt the same as the way that you love me, simple and true, and the way that my heart belongs only to you. It's always been you and me through the rust and the gold, a story of fire that never grows cold. From the very first spark to the sunset years, sharing the laughter and drying the tears. Through the rust and the gold, always you, just you and me. There's a weight in the air when you walk in the room, a shadow that grows in the corner of gloom. I see the truth hiding back of your eyes, beneath all the layers of velvet wrapped lies. We're sitting at dinner, but we're miles away, holding the words that we're frightened to say. Your coffee is steaming, but your heart is a stone. We've never been more together and alone. It's a flicker of movement, a door left ajar, a map with no legend to show where we are. I'm reaching for us, but I'm touching the fog, lost in the pages of an unwritten log. And it's the ghost of a secret haunting the hall, writing the end on the bedroom wall. It's the thing we don't mention, the thing we don't name, a cold little spark that's forgotten its flame. I'm living with whispers, I'm living with ghosts of the version of you that I needed the most. Yeah, we're keeping the silence, but we're losing the light to the ghost of a secret tonight. A chapter you closed in a middle-aged book. You say it was nothing, you say I'm just tired, but the bridge that we walked on is already fired. I'm checking the locks and I'm checking the phone, searching for proof that I'm truly alone. The truth is a phantom that's rattling the door. I don't even recognize you anymore. It's the ghost of a secret haunting the hall, writing the end on the bedroom wall. It's the thing we don't mention, the thing we don't name, a cold little spark that's forgotten its flame. I'm living with whispers, I'm living with ghosts of the version of you that I needed the most. Yeah, we're keeping the silence, but we're losing the light to the ghost of a secret tonight. Does it hurt to keep it? Does it burn your throat while we're drifting away in this hollowed out boat? Tell me the nightmare, tell me the lie. Anything's better than watching us die. One honest word would be a beautiful sound before we are buried deep under the ground. It's the ghost of a secret haunting the hall, writing the end on the bedroom wall. It's the thing we don't mention, the thing we don't name, a cold little spark that's forgotten its flame. I'm living with whispers, I'm living with ghosts of the version of you that I needed the most. Yeah, we're keeping the silence, but we're losing the light to the ghost of a secret tonight. Shh, I can hear it breathing. Can you hear it? The ghost of us. The air in the bedroom is thick like a sea, and the ceiling is staring down coldly at me. I'm trying to lift up my head from the sheet, but I'm anchored to floorboards and held by defeat. I used to feel light when you walked in the room, like a petal that's ready and waiting to bloom. But you took the oxygen, you took the spark, and left me to face all this weight in the dark. The shadows are pulling, the walls are all lead. I'm sinking through every word that you said. The earth has a secret it's trying to keep, by dragging my spirit down into the deep. And gravity is heavier tonight. I'm losing the battle, I'm losing the light. It's pulling my shoulders, it's pinning my heart to a world where we're destined to live far apart. I'm weighted by maybe and burdened by why. Too heavy to run and too broken to fly. Yeah, the ground is the only thing holding me tight, 'cause gravity is heavier tonight. I look at your side of the mattress and see the ghost of the person you wanted to be. It's a hollowed out canyon, a mountain of stone, and I'm bearing the mass of it all on my own. The pictures and frames feel like iron and steel. Everything like a name written down in a dead letter log. And gravity's heavier tonight. I'm losing the battle, I'm losing the light. It's pulling my shoulders, it's pinning my heart to a world where we're destined to live far apart. I'm weighted by maybe and burdened by why. Too heavy to run and too broken to fly. Yeah, the ground is the only thing holding me tight. 'Cause gravity is heavier tonight. Let me go, let me rise. Take the light away from my eyes. I'm collapsing under the memory of us, turning to stone and turning to rust. The pull is too strong, the pressure is deep. It's a promise of silence I'm forced to keep. The weight of you, it's too much to carry. I found your letter on the garden seat, a final confession, bitter and sweet. But the clouds opened up and the sky turned to lead. Now I'm losing the words that you never quite said. The eye is a puddle, the love is a blur. I'm searching for the people we used to be were, but the black is all bleeding into the gray, and the meaning is simply washing away. I'm trying to catch the drops in my hand, trying to make my heart understand that the page is empty, the paper is torn in the coldest storm since I was born. And it's just ink in the rain tonight, a blurring of wrong and a blurring of right. I'm watching our history dissolve on the page, a bird flying out of a waterlogged cage. Every promise you wrote is a dark, messy stain, just disappearing like ink in the rain. Yeah, it's all running out, leaving me with the doubt. I remember the pen and the way that it moved, a map of a life that we thought was improved. But the ink wasn't waterproof, the ink wasn't deep, just another secret you couldn't quite keep. I'm holding a ghost of a handwritten line while the water is turning the yours into mine. The more that I hold it, the more that it goes where the river of never again flows. And it's just ink in the rain tonight, a blurring of wrong and a blurring of right. I'm watching our history dissolve on the page, a bird flying out of a waterlogged cage. Every promise you wrote is a dark, messy stain, just disappearing watching our history dissolve on the page. A bird flying out of a waterlogged cage. Every promise you wrote is a dark, messy stain, just disappearing like ink in the rain. The page is white, the ink is gone, just a ghost of a word goodbye. I'm standing on the porch where the light used to be, but the sky is a blanket that's smothering me. The moon pulled a curtain, the silver is gone, and I'm miles away from the hint of a dawn. I used to look up and see hope in the glow, but now it's a ceiling that's hanging so low. The garden is silent, the crickets are still. I'm shivering cold on the edge of the hill. I'm reaching for embers in a world made of ice, checking the shadows and checking them twice. But the spark in your eyes was the only spark left in a heart that is hollow and gray with the theft. And it's midnight without the stars tonight. No silver lining, no flicker of light, a heavy black ocean where I used to swim. The world has gone quiet, the world has gone dim. I'm calling your name to the velvet and stone, but I'm just a girl in the darkness alone. Yeah, it's a hollow, heart-aching sight in this midnight without the stars tonight. I remember the nights when the heavens would burn, when we lived in the magic of every small turn. We'd lie on the grass and we'd count every spark. Now I'm just a prisoner here in the dark. The constellations have all lost their way, like a map of a love that was destined to stray. I'm staring at nothing and nothing stares back, just a beautiful world that has faded to black. And it's midnight without the stars tonight. No silver lining, no flicker of light, just a heavy black ocean flicker of light. Just a heavy black ocean where I used to swim. The world has gone quiet, the world has gone dim. I'm calling your name to the velvet and stone, but I'm just a girl in the darkness alone. Yeah, it's a hollow heartache inside in this midnight. Without the stars tonight, no light, no way back, just the midnight and the black. Static on the radio, noise in the street. Everyone's talking but nobody's sweet. I was tuning the dial, searching for a sign, until I caught your signal and made it mine. Now the volume is up and the world is on mute. We've got a melody that's absolute. We're on our own frequency, baby. A little bit wild and a little bit crazy, tuned to the heart, broadcasting the soul. You and me together, we're finally whole. Can you hear it? The sound of us. No interference, no signal decay. We're miles above what the neighbors might say. Dancing in the kitchen to a silent beat, two sets of footprints on the same street. You're the high note, I'm the bass. We're winning the marathon, finishing the race. Let the world turn, let the storms blow. We got the power, we got the glow. The static is gone, the signal is clear. I'm right here with you and you're right here. We're on our own frequency, baby. A little bit wild and a little bit crazy, tuned to the heart, broadcasting the soul. You and me together, we're finally on the airwaves. Just you and me, staying on the line. Write our names on a folded sheet, a 5-cent dream that's bitter and sweet. We don't need an engine or a first-class seat, just a little bit of wind and a heart that can beat. Throw it from the rooftop, watch it dive, knowing with you is the only way to feel alive. We're paper plane partners, drifting on the breeze, sailing through the skyscrapers and over the trees. Just you and me, holding on tight, chasing the sun till it turns into night. We might be fragile, but we're going to soar. The rain might come and the edges might tear, but I don't feel the gravity when you're there. We'll tape up the wings and we'll try it again, because the journey is better when I'm with a friend who knows all my secrets and care look up and stare at the two little specks floating high in the air, where light is a feather, where brave is a lion, on a folded up dream that we're both relying on. We're paper plane partners, drifting on the breeze, sailing through the skyscrapers and over the trees. Just you and me, holding on tight, chasing the sun till it turns into night, folding the edges, just you and me, higher and higher. You handed me a world in a folded sheet, with words that tasted honey sweet. I held it like a treasure, I held it like a prize, never saw the hollow behind your eyes. We built a castle out of ink and air, believing that the weight was something we could share. But the ink started running when the first rain fell, turning our heaven into a quiet kind of hell. I'm looking for the substance, I'm looking for the bone, but I'm just standing in this house alone. Every vow you made was a feather in the wind, a beautiful beginning where the ending was thinned, and they were just paper thin promises tearing in my hand. Little scraps of always scattered in the sand. You said you'd stay forever, you said you'd never go, but you're as shallow as the morning snow. I'm holding on to nothing, I'm reaching for the ghost of the person that I thought I loved the most. Yeah, it's a jagged kind of silence that the empty spaces leave. In these paper thin promises I used to believe. I'm tracing the creases where the paper used to fold, trying to find the warmth in a story grown cold. You were a master of the beautiful lie, painting a rainbow on a charcoal sky. Now I'm cutting my fingers on the edges of the past, learning that the ever was never meant to last. I'm clearing out the drawers, I'm burning all the lines, watching how the light through the empty paper shines. And they were just paper thin promises tearing in my head. Little scraps of always scattered in the sand. You said you'd stay forever, you said you'd never go, but you're as shallow as a whisper.
They told us parallel lines never touch, that two separate worlds would be asking too much. You were the city, I was the sea, divided by miles and a map of maybe. But the rules of the universe started to bend, where my story broke, yours began to mend. I'm leaning in, you're letting go, a secret rhythm that only we know. It's just you and me, breaking the laws of the sky till gravity defies, learning to fly. No more him or her, no more I or we, just a brand new language of you and me. Yeah, the parallel lines finally meet. I'll bring the matches, you bring the wood. We'll build a forever where nobody could. In the quiet of kitchen lights, late in the night, your shadow and mine find a way to unite. We're the only two people in this crowded room, a garden of us starting to bloom. Forget the logic, forget the math, we're carving out our own singular path. One heartbeat, two souls, zero space between, the greatest story the world's never seen. It's just you and me, breaking the laws of the sky till gravity defies, learning to fly. No more him or her, no more I or we, just a brand new language of you and me. Just you and me, just you and me. In the cemetery, finally meet.
The moon is a sliver of ice in the sky, and I'm tired of asking the universe why. The bed is a raft in a room full of blue, and I'm drifting away from the memory of you. I'm pulling the covers up over my head, trying to quiet the ghosts in the bed. The window is leaking the light of the stars, while I'm counting the lines and the deep-seated scars. The air is heavy with the scent of the rain, and I'm washing my spirit of all of the pain. Close your eyes, darling, though you aren't here. I'm whispering secrets that you'll never hear, and it's a saltwater lullaby, rocking me slow, deep in the places where the light doesn't go. I'm drowning in silence, I'm soaking in tears, sinking through all of our beauty. anchor is broken, the rope is all frayed. I'm paying the price for the promises made. Every I love you is a grain in the sand, slipping right through the palm of my hand. I watch the horizon, it's jagged and gray, watching the earth just dissolve in the spray. I'll sleep in the hollow, I'll sleep in the deep, with a million secrets I'm destined to keep. And it's a saltwater lullaby, rocking me slow, deep in the places where the light doesn't go. I'm drowning in silence, I'm soaking in tears, sinking through all of our beautiful years. Just a girl in the ocean, a heart in the sea, singing a saltwater lullaby just for me. Let the waves wash it over, let the tide take the weight, before it's too heavy, before it's too late. I'm letting the current decide where I land, away from the reach of your cold, steady hand. I'm floating, I'm falling, I'm finally still. If the ocean won't take me, I know the dark will. It's a saltwater lullaby, rocking me slow, deep in the places where the light doesn't go. I'm drowning in silence, I'm soaking in tears, sinking through all of our beautiful years. Just a girl in the ocean, heart in the sea, singing a saltwater lullaby just for me. Rocking, sighing, no more crying, just the salt and the sea. I painted on this armor, thick and gold, a story of a woman who's brave and bold. I tell the mirror that I'm made of stone, that I'm perfectly fine being on my own. I walk through the world with a steady stride, ignoring the hollow that's deep inside. The labels all say I'm tough and strong, but the labels have been lying all along. Because a diamond can still have a flaw, and even the winds eventually will thaw. I'm standing tall while the ground gives way, trying to find the words I'll never say. I'm supposed to be shatterproof, but I'm broken, with 1,000 jagged words left unspoken. The glass hasn't fallen, it's still in the frame, but the cracks are all spelling
If you look real close at the light in my eyes, you'll see where the truth meets the beautiful lies. It's a structural failure, a slow motion crash, building a life out of smoke and ash. I'm holding my breath so the pieces won't shift, caught in the middle of a permanent drift. The world sees a statue frozen and grand, but I'm just a castle built on the sand. I'm supposed to be shatterproof, but I'm broken, with 1,000 jagged words left unspoken. The glass hasn't fallen, it's still in the frame, but the cracks are all spelling out your name. Yeah, I look like a mountain, but I'm falling apart. A shatterproof shell with a shattered heart. One more touch and I might just spill. One more how are you and I'll lose my will to keep this porcelain mask in its place, to hide the tears running down my face. I'm not a hero, I'm just a ghost, hiding the parts that hurt the most. I'm supposed to be shatterproof, but I'm broken, with 1,000 jagged words left unspoken. The glass hasn't fallen, it's still in the frame, but the cracks are all spelling out your name. Yeah, I look like a mountain, but I'm falling apart. A shatterproof shell with a shattered heart. Shatterproof, but I'm breaking. I'm breaking. Can you see the cracks? I'm staring at the screen in the dark of the hall, waiting for a name that you never will call. The signal is weak and the battery's low, but I'm holding on 'cause I can't let you go. I remember when your voice was a warm summer breeze. Now it's just a ghost rattling through the trees. I'm saying hello, but the air is too thick. The clock on the wall is a heavy, slow tick. I hear a crackle, I hear a hum. My heart is a beat on a hollowed out drum. I'm searching for us in the digital blue, but I'm losing the frequency leading to you. And it's just static on the line tonight, a broken connection, a fading light. I'm shouting your name through the white noise rain, but all that I get is the sound of the pain. Two voices drifting, lost in the air. I'm reaching for something that isn't there, just static on the line between your heart and mine. We used to speak in a language of ghosts, stories of fire that never grew cold. Now it's all stuttering words cut in half. I'm mourning the echo of your distant laugh. The satellites moved or the world turned away and left us with nothing but shades of the gray. I'm checking the wires, I'm checking the stone, but I've never felt more downtown alone. And it's just static on the line tonight, a broken connection, a fading light. I'm shouting your name through the white noise rain, but all that I get is the sound of the pain. Two voices drifting, lost in the air. I'm reaching for something that isn't there, just static on the line between your heart and mine. Can you hear me? Are you even there, or am I just screaming at the empty air? The distance is growing, the signal is dead. I'm drowning in every word we never said. Break the silence or break my soul. I'm losing control. It's just static on the line tonight, a broken connection, a fading light. I'm shouting your name through the white noise rain, but all that I get is the sound of the pain. Two voices drifting, lost in the air. I'm reaching for something that isn't there, just static on the line between your heart and mine. Hello? Are you still there? I'm losing you. I'm not brave enough to do it in a day, to pack up the pieces and just walk away. So I'm doing it in inches, I'm doing it in breaths, a million little departures, 1,000 tiny deaths. Today I moved your toothbrush from the porcelain rim. Tomorrow I'll stop looking for your ghost in the gym. It's a quiet renovation, a teardown of the soul, trying to find the parts of me that used to be whole. The clock is a hammer, the seconds are lead. I'm unweaving the threads of the things that we said. I'm taking the us out of me and you, one painful subtraction until I am through. And it's the art of letting go slowly, learning how to be just lonely. I'm releasing the grip, one finger at a time, committing a slow motion, heartbreaking crime. From the roar of the fire to the ash in the snow, this is the art of letting go slowly. I finally deleted your number from my phone, but I still know the rhythm of every single tone. I'm clearing out the closets, I'm breathing in the space, but I still see the sunlight on the memory of your face. The hallway is longer, the kitchen is too quiet, my heart is a riot and I'm trying to defy it. I'm masterfully faking that I'm doing just fine while left of the person in me. Slowly, 1 inch today, 1 mile tomorrow. Slowly, I'm letting you go. We started as a circle, no beginning or end. A perfect enclosure where the light could descend. But the radius shifted, the center grew cold, and the story of us started getting too old. I'm measuring distances across the bed sheets, 2 separate countries on 2 different streets. I'm looking for angles where we used to fit, but the math doesn't work, not even a bit. The shortest distance between 2 hearts was a straight line before it all fell apart. Now the numbers are drifting, the logic is gone, and I'm just a fraction left waiting for dawn. It's the geometry of goodbye, sharp and cold, a blueprint of sorrow beginning to unfold. We're just parallel lines that will never quite touch. Maybe we calculated way too much. From a perfect square to a jagged edge, I'm standing alone on this broken ledge, solving for X in a house full of lies, in the geometry of goodbye. The volume is empty in this hollowed out room, calculating the weight of the silence and gloom. You're an obtuse angle leaning away, while I'm just a point in the charcoal gray. I drew a map of the places we'd go, but the ink started bleeding, the water ran low. Now the symmetry's broken, the balance is lost, and I'm just the sum of the ultimate cost. It's the geometry of goodbye, sharp and cold, a blueprint of sorrow beginning to unfold. We're just parallel lines that will never quite touch. Maybe we calculated way too much. From a perfect standing alone on this broken ledge, solving for X in a house full of lies, in the geometry of goodbye. 2 minus 1 leaves nothing but me. The math is finished, the angles are sharp. Point A to point B was a jagged line, a series of moments I couldn't define. Then you stepped in and fixed the degrees, turning my winters to warm summer breeze. We're a perfect circle, no beginning or end. My lover, my anchor, my very best friend. It's the geometry of us, perfectly aligned. 2 different shapes with a single design. You and me, darling, the math is so right. Building a prism out of the light. Everything clicks when I'm standing by you. Angles of laughter and lines of your face, filling the void and the empty space. We don't need a compass to find our way home. When I'm in your arms, I'm never alone. The distance is 0, the connection is deep, a promise of us that I'm going to keep. 3-dimensional love in a flat screen world, watching the map of our lives get unfurled. Stronger than iron, softer than silk, the kind of devotion that's one of a kind. It's the geometry of us, perfectly aligned. 2 different shapes with a single design. You and me, darling, the math is so right. Building a prism out of the light. Perfectly aligned. You and me, the sum of us. The sentence stopped in the middle of the hall, a comma hanging on the bedroom wall. You left your shoes and you left the light, but you took the ending of our final fight. I'm still waiting for the rest of the thought, for the clarity that I never caught. I'm talking to the steam on the window pane, repeating your name like a prayer in the rain. The air is heavy with the almost said, 1,000 whispers inside of my head. I'm holding the phone like a lifeline to you, but the line is dead and the sky is blue. And I'm trapped in
a mark in the kitchen sink, a bitter taste in everything I drink. Did you mean to stay? Did you mean to go? I'm searching for answers I'll never know. I start a sentence but I can't quite find the pieces of the piece you left behind. Every room is a prompt for a story we told that turned into stone and grew bitter and cold. And I'm trapped in unfinished conversations, lost in the silence of our hesitations. 1,000 I love yous that never took flight, fading away in the middle of the night. Where a book with the last 10 pages torn out, drowning in the maybe, in the shadow of doubt. Yeah, I'm still talking to a ghost that's gone, with unfinished conversations on and on. Just one more minute, just one more breath before this silence feels like a death. I'm shouting at shadows, I'm pleading with space, trying to finish the look on your face. The period's missing, the ending is blurred. I'm dying for just one more word. And I'm trapped in unfinished conversations, lost in the silence of our hesitations. 1,000 I love yous that never took flight, fading away in the middle of the night. Where a book with the last 10 pages torn out, drowning in the maybe, in the shadow of doubt. Yeah, I'm still talking to a ghost that's gone, with unfinished conversations on and on. And you said, and I was gonna say, it doesn't matter now. You always had a way with the softest touch. I never thought that kindness could hurt this much. You wrapped me in silk and you spoke in a sigh while you were preparing to say your goodbye. There's no purple marks for the neighbors to see, no physical proof of what you did to me. Just a quiet vibration, a dull kind of thud of a beautiful damage that's deep in the blood. It's a delicate ruin, a graceful descent. I'm spending the love that was already spent. I look in the mirror and I look just the same, but my heart is a house that is folding in flame. And I'm covered in velvet bruises tonight, hidden in shadows and out of the light. They're soft to the touch, but they're heavy to wear, a ghost of a feeling that's lingering there. You broke me so gently, I didn't feel the snap. Now I'm just a bird in a beautiful trap. Yeah, I'm nursing the ache of your softest abuses, living with these velvet bruises. A plush purple sting, the weight of a promise, the ghost of a ring. I'm walking through rooms where your scent is a cloud. The silence of us is becoming too loud. I thought we were healing, I thought we were gold, but the story was hollow before it was told. Now I'm black and I'm blue in the places you
of your softest abuses, living with these velvet bruises. Soft but it hurts, deep but it's quiet. Velvet, just velvet.
The sky is a bruise that's beginning to spread, and I'm tangled in sheets on the left of the bed. The rhythmic hum from the room down the hall is the only thing keeping me steady at all. I'm sorting the darks from the fading whites, mourning the ghost of our neon nights. Your favorite shirt is at the bottom of the pile. I haven't seen the sun in a very long while. The water is rising, the drum starts to spin, just like the state that my heart is in. Round and around in a cold gray blur, remembering exactly the way we were. It's just washing machines and rainy days, lost in a cycle of 1,000 ways to wash out the scent and the salt of your skin. But the water is cold and the walls are too thin. I'm spinning in circles, I'm soaking in blue, waiting for the cycle to bring me back to you. Yeah, it's a heavy heart and a stormy haze in the middle of washing machines and rainy days. I watch the droplets race down the pane. Everything's quiet except for the rain. The soft and are sweet like a lie you would tell, a chemical heaven in a domestic hell. I'm folding the memories, stacking them neat, trying to find a way to admit my defeat. But the dryer is empty and the air is so chill, and my world is a laundry list standing so still. It's just washing machines and rainy days, lost in a cycle of 1,000 ways to wash out the scent and the salt of your skin. But the water is cold and the walls are too thin. I'm spinning in circles, I'm soaking in blue, waiting for the cycle to bring me back to you. Yeah, it's a heavy heart and a stormy haze in the middle of washing machines and rainy days. Rinse and repeat, but the stain doesn't go deep in the fibers where nobody knows. I'm wringing out tears like they're made of lead, drowning in every word you ever said. The thunder's calling, the cycle is long. I'm tired of singing this you and me song. It's just washing machines and rainy days, lost in a cycle of 1,000 ways to wash out the scent and the salt of your skin. But the water is cold and the walls are too thin. I'm spinning in circles, I'm soaking in blue, waiting for the cycle to bring me back to you. Yeah, it's a heavy heart in a stormy haze, in the middle of washing machines and rainy days, spinning